My name is Eva Shaw, and I'm a Deserve coach, and so I'm here to tell you a little bit about what that means. It really, to me, means that it's helping someone to attain joy. And in life, I believe that that's what we all want, is to find joy in our life. And so there's some major areas that we sometimes need to look at, and that might be financial, career, sometimes health issues, sometimes weight gain, those kinds of things stand in our way. And so Deserve Coach is about helping to find out what is standing in the way, and so joy can be achieved. Now, my own background and some of the things that I've done in my life, I have over 30 years experience in the professional world, and I'm a registered clinical counselor. I've worked in many different fields in this 30 years, and I've worked in entrepreneurial, I have been self-employed, I have worked for corporations, and so I have a variety of background. Started out in social work, and then worked myself through my education until I graduated with a PhD in 1998. And so in my practice, I'm always looking for new things. And so my curiosity came when I saw Deserve Coach actually on the internet. Actually, I started talking to the team, and they introduced me to Deserve Coach. And so what that's about for me is that I'm always wanting new things to help my clients. And first of all, to help myself, because what I learn is what I teach. So I look at Deserve Coach as part of my toolkit. So many things that I've learned as a PhD, I have been able to apply, and now this is something that adds to that and adds to it big time. What did I do how did I investigate and figure out what it was about and if I wanted to be involved with this? I'm a person who does not go forward with things unless I see that there's a really good reason for it. And so with Deserve Coach, I investigated it not for a long time, because very quickly I came to the realization of how good this would be to add to my practice. But a couple of things that I did do was I asked a lot of questions. I needed those answers. And I also read the book that's called Stop Self-Sabotage, written by Pat Pearson, who talks about what self-sabotage is. And the course is based a lot around her work. What do I like about the business model with Deserve Coach? Well, I like a lot of things. For one thing, it's very concise and very efficient. There is an assessment, and that assessment helps to focus the work and be able to get a plan of action in place. And of course, the plan of action is about the person and them being able to see and realize the things that they need and want to do to be able to improve themselves, as I've talked about previously here. So there's that, and then there's also the marketing aspect. I found in myself through my years of work that I'm a counselor, and I'm a pretty good one, pretty great at that part. But when it comes down to marketing and sometimes networking and the business side of it, I need help there. And I have found with Deserve Coach that that help has been available, and that it's been a very awesome addition to the work that I do. So somebody might ask, why would you want to take the Deserve Coach training when you have a PhD? Well, the Deserve Coach training has added so much dimension to what I do in my counseling. And I'll tell you why. That's because I believe that probably every issue that I work with is rooted in the issues of self-esteem and self-confidence. If people can come to the place of being able to recognize those things and how to improve those things, then they usually can get to the place of being able to cope and put strategies in place for whatever the other issues are. That sounds pretty simplistic, and it's not quite as simplistic as that, because the issues that I've dealt with and do deal with every day in my practice are things like anxiety and depression and issues of victims of sexual abuse and all different kinds of things like that. However, if we tear that all apart and we look at the basis and the core of that, we can certainly see where the self-esteem and self-confidence is the basis. And so that's where we work with Deserve Coach. Deserve Coaching is about the now, and again, this is my interpretation, and this is how I work with it, is it's about the now and being in the now and going forward. So we talk a lot about deserve level, and people that come in and talk with me and myself, I did the assessments and everything as well, and I found that everybody has to work on their deserve level. So your deserve level can always be raised, and you can always go further, and the steps and the strategies with Deserve Coaching help that to happen. So sometimes when somebody comes in and they are looking at their past issues all of the time, we need to then look at, sure, how that's affected, but where you're at now and where you want to go. So what has the support been like for me after I finished the training? Well, first of all, I really loved the training, and I'm going to use that word. I didn't just like it, I loved it. Again, I've taken a lot of training in my days of education, but with the Deserve Coach training, it was interactive. It was hearing about other people's experiences. It was about doing lots of homework that I thoroughly enjoyed doing, because I would hear the lecture, I would have the interaction, and then doing the homework was the research part of it and the applying it to my own life and looking at how it can help others that I'm working with in my practice. So I found it invaluable, and I looked forward each and every week to the next session. I couldn't wait to get to my homework, and I'm not exaggerating, and when I say that I absolutely loved it, I mean that. I did, and I still do. So again, I'm going to come back a little bit to the support. So what kind of support have I had? I've had tremendous support from the team. I know that I can pick up the phone, I can call, I can have an appointment with someone, I can ask questions to do with any part of my business. If I need some help with a client, I can call and I can get that help. So again, it's something that's there and open to me and is very much helping me. Even just knowing that that's there is a huge help, but the interaction that I've had with the team has been very supportive. I have one example that I would like to give you as to someone that I have worked with. I can't give names, of course, that's would be breaching confidentiality and cannot happen. And so this isn't the exact same situation, but very close to it, just so that you can get a little idea. I have a client who was referred to me through another client that I had worked with. I spoke actually in the referral to someone else that had worked with him, and was told that nothing had worked with this client at all. He had been to psychiatrists, he had been to psychologists, he had for years gone to counselors, he had tried working with many different people to try and figure out what it was that was holding him back and why he couldn't move forward. He was successful in some parts of his life, and in other parts of his life, it was just not a good situation. So when he came to me, I started to work with him, and we did the assessment and so on and so forth, and I'm not going to tell you much more than that because I can't get into any kind of detail, but I will tell you that this person opened like a book. And what he said to me just a little while ago, a few weeks back, was, "This is what I've been searching for years." And actually a few days ago I had contact with this person, and he said one more time, "This has been the best summer of my life." That's what I'm talking about when I say it brings joy. And it brings joy if you put it in place and you work with it. And again, it's the person that's coming in that needs to do the work. As a Deserve coach, what I'm there to do is really just to guide and to give the strategies and to help and to show where improvement might be made. And it's up to the person to put it into place and to work with it. And this example that I'm giving you is one that brings tears to my eyes because it's such a success story. And that's what Deserve Coaching has done for this person. So what would I say to others who are wondering about Deserve Coach? So when you're watching this, maybe you're saying, what can I do? How can I do this? Maybe you're saying, in listening to me, well, I don't have a PhD. Maybe I don't have a master's degree. I would say to you to investigate it, to ask the questions, to read the book, Stop Self-Sabotage, to look at it in your own life and see where you are at with your own deserve level and so on, what the book talks about. Because if you can put it into your own life, then you can teach it to other people. You first need to use it, then you need to teach it. And you do not need to have a PhD to do this teaching. I use it with regards to my counseling and with my counseling and do the coaching together. But you don't have to do that. You can do Deserve Coaching alone. And I would really, really encourage you to do that and take those steps and see for yourself.